SoFi stock has been on a roller coaster lately, dropping 23% in a month, while the broader industry has only taken a 12.6% hit. Painful? Yeah. Unjustified? Maybe. But before we start rage quitting our portfolios, let's break this down. SoFi's land and expand strategy is still a powerful growth engine, as long as management doesn't fumble it. Plus, the Fed just gave us a golden roadmap to 2026, 2 rate cuts this year, 2 more next year, and possibly hikes in between. So what does this mean for SoFi? Potential liftoff. Could this news send SoFi skyrocketing from $12 to $75 by 2026? Buckle up, because we're about to find out. Why did SoFi drop 23%? And why it doesn't matter. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Why did SoFi possibly get hit so hard? The market hates growth stocks right now. The Fed took its time confirming rate cuts, and when the market thinks rates will stay high, growth stocks like SoFi get hammered. Higher rates equals more expensive borrowing costs equals Wall Street freaking out. Bank stocks have been in the doghouse. Even though SoFi is not a traditional bank, it gets lumped in with them. And when bank stocks take a hit, looking at you, regional banks, SoFi takes collateral damage. The short sellers are possibly having a party. Short interest in SoFi is possibly still high. Some hedge funds are betting that the stock will keep falling. But if the macro landscape changes, which it is, these short sellers could get squeezed hard. So yeah, SoFi's drop isn't fun, but it's not fundamentally justified. And here's why. The land and expand strategy, SoFi's secret weapon. If you're not familiar, SoFi's entire business model revolves around land and expand. What does that mean? Step 1. Get you in the door with one product, maybe a student loan refi or a checking account. Step 2. Convince you to try another, credit card, investing, personal loans. Step 3. Keep expanding until you're using multiple SoFi products. Think of it like Costco's free samples. You come in for a tiny bite of a dumpling, and next thing you know, you've got a $500 cart full of bulk snacks, a 10-pound bag of rice, and a kayak. SoFi is doing the same thing. Their customer base keeps growing exponentially. And here's the kicker. New customers end up using more than one product. Repeat customers drive higher revenues without extra marketing costs. This builds a sticky ecosystem where SoFi becomes your go-to financial hub. So, as long as SoFi executes well, this strategy alone could drive massive revenue growth. The Fed just set SoFi up for success. Now let's talk about the real game changer, the Federal Reserve. Here's what they just told us. No more rate hikes. 2 rate cuts in 2025. 2 more in 2026. They even boosted their 2025 core outlook to 2.8% from 2.5%. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you've commented, let's continue. But wait, if you are interested in stock news updates that might be relevant to your financial targets, join us and become a member for member-only videos. Find the link in the description section below. Why does this matter for SoFi? Lower interest rates equals cheaper borrowing for consumers. Cheaper borrowing equals more people taking out SoFi loans. More loan demand equals higher revenues and profits. This is a huge tailwind for SoFi's business. And if inflation cools down, which it might, more on that in a second, this could be the perfect environment for fintech growth. If inflation drops below 2.5%, SoFi's membership could explode. Right now, tariffs and inflation are still keeping prices high. But there are signs that inflation could tick down below 2.5%, especially if global trade tensions ease. Why does that matter? If inflation slows down, consumers feel wealthier. They're more likely to spend and invest. They'll take out more loans at cheaper rates. SoFi could see an extra 4 to 5 million members join in 2025 if this plays out. That's huge. More members equals more deposits, more loans, more engagement, and, you guessed it, higher stock prices. The path to $75. How SoFi could 6x by 2026. So, can SoFi really go from $12 to $75? Let's map it out. 2024, short-term rebound to $20 to $25. Fed confirms no more rate hikes. SoFi rallies back to $20 to $25 as fears ease. Strong earnings in Q2. Q3 accelerate this move. First rate cuts happen, loan growth explodes. SoFi raises guidance as deposits and loan originations surge. Membership jumps past 12M+, solidifying dominance. 2026 on shot to $75. Second round of rate cuts fuels continued expansion. Inflation stabilizes, making fintech even more attractive. Big banks struggle with outdated tech, while SoFi keeps innovating. Stock gets re-rated as a high-growth fintech leader. And if short sellers panic and a squeeze happens, well, we might be talking about triple-digit prices. Is this the best buying opportunity for SoFi? Look, SoFi is volatile. We know that. It's dropped 23% in a month, but that's not a reflection of its long-term potential. The Fed's outlook is finally favorable. Inflation could cool down, and SoFi's land and expand strategy is still firing on all cylinders. If you believe in SoFi's long-term vision, this might be one of the best opportunities to buy before the market wakes up. 2025 and 2026 are setting up to be SoFi's time to shine. The only question is, are you ready for the ride? SoFi's road to $75. What could go right, and what could go wrong? All right, so we've broken down SoFi's land and expand strategy, how the Fed's rate cuts are a game changer, and how inflation cooling could bring millions of new members to the platform. Now, let's zoom out and talk about the bull case versus the bear case for SoFi stock. Because let's be honest, not everything is sunshine and rocket ships. Sometimes, the market throws a wrench in the plan, looking at you, 2022 rate hikes. So, what could push SoFi to $75? And what could hold it back? The bull case, how SoFi could go parabolic. SoFi's bank charter keeps printing money. A lot of people still don't realize how big of a deal SoFi's bank charter is. Unlike fintech apps that rely on third-party banks, SoFi owns its own bank, which means it can offer higher savings rates to attract deposits, lend out those deposits at high margins, keep more profits in-house instead of paying fees to partners. This is a huge competitive advantage that's only getting stronger. And when the Fed cuts rates, SoFi's lending business will explode. Student loan refinancing boom. Remember, SoFi was originally built on student loan refis. And after the government ended the student loan repayment freeze, demand started coming back. But here's the kicker. It's only the beginning. As interest rates fall, millions of borrowers will rush to refinance their loans at lower rates. And guess which company stands to benefit the most? Yup, SoFi. This could drive billions in loan volume, pushing revenue and profits through the roof. The membership flywheel, more members, more revenue. The bear case, what could go wrong? Execution risk. Can SoFi handle hypergrowth? SoFi is possibly growing fast, which is great. But fast growth can also lead to problems, customer service issues, tech infrastructure struggling to keep up, higher default rates if loans aren't managed properly. If SoFi drops the ball on execution, it could slow down growth and kill momentum. It's our privilege that God, the creator of heaven and earth, will bless us abundantly, make us the head and not the tail if we love him and obey his commandments. Please acknowledge him in your plans, and he will direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5-6. Want more information? Please check the description section. Also, again, if you are interested in more relevant stock news updates, consider becoming a member. Link in the description section. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this. I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps to build wealth. First, like this video, subscribe, and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you highly motivate me to continue bringing to you educative and transformative videos every week. Do not miss out on our future videos full of knowledge and wisdom. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support is appreciated so much. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about today's video. Thank you. See you in the next video by God's grace. We love you, and blessings to you.